Wow, what a year 2020 has been for us all. At McLaren Applied, which is the technology arm of the McLaren Group, we have seen both opportunity and challenge from the pandemic. The opportunity, though, has come from the need for us all to work from home. We were already on a journey to move away from a sense of presenteeism, a culture where people felt they needed to be in the office in order to deliver, to one where people feel more empowered and can achieve a work-life balance. And the reason we were doing that was partly because of the employees or the talent that we attract to our organisation. They tend to be very tech people who sort of see that culture as a given, but also because we believe that actually people will be more productive and more innovative if they get that balance and feel that autonomy.
I think the new world of work after this pandemic will present more opportunities than it does challenges. I think the function of offices will have completely changed. Ironically, offices will become more sociable spaces where people come to touch base, to collaborate, to brainstorm, to feed off the energy of other people. But everyone will agree and decide on a new optimum blend of home and office space working. And that optimum blend will be different for everyone and for every role and every business.
Clearly, asking everyone to work from home when they've not necessarily done so before presents a huge risk to the business, because we needed to make sure that those people had adequate workstation settings to be able to work safely. What I observed was that this team of managers who we pulled together to look after our people really came together very well as a unit, and were able to bounce ideas off one another, come up with ideas, coming up with surveys, ways of reaching out to our people and understanding what was the experience that they were having, and what things did they need to have to be able to enable them to work from home successfully.
Of course, overnight we were forced to work from home, and that resulted in managers and senior leaders to adapt quite quickly. Adapt in terms of how we communicate with people, how we bring teams together, and how we check on each other's well-being during what has been a really challenging and difficult time for people. And that's come with support from the HR department as well as from the senior leaders. We've also achieved that, I think, and got quite a lot of success from it by continuing to ensure that we give regular updates on what our strategy is and how we're working against it. And we've done that primarily through video so that we can continue to connect with people at a senior leader level.
We estimate that we've accelerated people's adopting Microsoft 365 and adopting collaboration technologies by some 3 years because they had to. And what we also discovered as we got into the early months was that people started telling us that they were feeling more connected with one another. That because everyone was a box on a screen on a video call, no matter where you were in the world, they felt closer to one another. And what we also saw then in those very early days was that people in the business started innovating. We started changing the ways that we do things. So as a result of this, what we saw over time was that our engagement score started to increase. And before long, we were running well ahead of benchmark in terms of our people engagement. So that was great to be able to see this increased collaboration, getting behind one goal, and as a result of it, increased engagement and an improvement in the culture across the entire organisation.
I think we'll keep talent in the workforce that will have otherwise bowed out for lifestyle and personal reasons. I think it'll help level the playing field, because cities are very expensive to live in and commute into, and so some roles based in cities weren't accessible to some people, and I hope that will change.
One of the challenges we're going to face coming back and coming out of this pandemic is actually bringing people back into the office. What we are concerned about as a very innovative business is that people working from home, despite good technology, won't be able to collaborate or aren't able to collaborate as well as being in an office together, which will impact how innovative we are, and that really is going to impact our growth. So our challenge is going to be bringing people back and people seeing the value of working together, and we plan to do that in a very similar way through communications, setting out what we're trying to achieve and why, and giving people the autonomy to deliver in that way. So hopefully that will be a success.
I think the challenge also for employers generally now is how do you differentiate yourself as an employer? The workplace used to be one of the key factors for that, but I think in the future, if people's workplace can be your home, then it's going to be the same no matter which employer you work for. And I think employers, forward-thinking employers, will be addressing this and think about ways that you can really enhance the employee experience to give people something that really differentiates you.
How extraordinary will it be to look back on this pandemic and not forgetting the devastation and the tragedy, to see it as revolutionary to the world of work?